So I've got a product here that I kind of want to check out personally, and it's kind of a newer thing. It's been around for a little bit now. I started hearing about it about a month ago. So this is called Vaulted Rarities. For anyone that hasn't heard about these, Vaulted Rarities is kind of like a mystery bag for Magic the Gathering. I believe they do Pokemon and some other things as well, but I only focus on Magic the Gathering stuff. So that's what this is. This is Vaulted Rarities. Now, this is, I'll tell you right now, this is the $100 pack. Now, full transparency, I did not pay $100 for this pack. So the reason I bought this was because I had a bunch of cash back on my shop. It was like shop.com or whatever, the app where you track things or whatever. So I had a bunch of cash back on there, and this thing ended up costing me, I think it was like $23.80 or something like that. So I said, you know what, for fun, I can do that. And the reason I did is I figured that price is not really much of a loss. So I have dabbled with these a little bit in the past. So Vaulted Rarities right now, there's two different versions. This is the $100 version, which is the newer one that just came out, the premium version. Now the other one is the smaller one. It's a $40 version. So what I did before was I actually bought 10 of these, the $40 versions, and put them on my Whatnot channel. And we opened them. I literally put them up there for sale so that after fees and like shipping supplies, I would break even just so we could experience trying them and have a good time with them. So, and the 10 I did on the $40 ones, which is a small sample size, honestly, like you really can't review something on only 10. It really isn't honestly a fair review, good or bad. We only had one hit out of the 10. And honestly, that hit was a beta Earthbind. Earthbound. You know, the girl, the fairy trapped in the woods and all that. That bad art that you can't talk about. But it was a beta one of those, which is a really cool hit, but it was actually damaged. So I think the value of that being a hit, I was pretty disappointed, and that was being the 1 out of 10. But we got one, so it was cool to see it. And there's a bunch of packs that come with it. So basically, they're all a single in a pack. That's what they all are. Everyone's a single in a pack. And those, again, a lot of the packs were like draft packs, Infinity draft packs, pretty crappy. So anyways, like I said, I bought this for like $23 or whatever it was. Now, my experience with those $40 ones was like the average value was about half. So there's so many of them that had like 20, maybe 25 bucks in value. Those are kind of the lower end ones, so about 50%. So my thought is that these are $100 ones, and like maybe like a worst case scenario, you get like 40, 50 bucks in value. If I'm only spending 23, I can live with that. And I figure if there's any cool packs, I'd like to open them up and check them out. So I looked up some of the odds because you go on their website, it shows you what can be in there. So the odds, I'll be honest with you, these not very good ahead of time. So it says the secrets are the big hits, 1 in 1,100 packs. They have things like serialized Mox Jaspers. They have the unlimited Power 9 Tabernacles at Pendrell Vale. There's serialized like Lord of the Rings poster cards. A lot of really, really cool expensive cards in there. That's like the 1 in 1,100 packs. You get one of those. Next one's called the Grails. It's 1 in 288 packs. I'm seeing Arabian Nights City of Brasses, Underground Seas for Rise Dual Lands, Masterpiece Soul Rings. What do we got here? We got the Abyss, great cards, Guardian Beasts, Moats, a lot of cards from like the Four Horsemen sets. Unlimited, things like that. Next, you have the Mythics, which is 1 in 108 packs. So it looks like I'm seeing some lottery cards from Kaladesh, Lotus Petals. I've got a poster one ring here. Some non-serialized Elven Dwarven rings from Lord of the Rings. Some anime Necropotence, Mana Vaults, some cool things, but nothing too crazy, honestly. Going down past that, hits are 1 in 18 packs. So 1 out of 18 packs, you're going to get a hit. Again, they cost $100 a piece. So you need to buy 18 packs on average to get one hit. And these are the low end hits. And the low end hits I'm talking about, I'm looking at Mox Opal, Ristic Study, Scalding Tarn Expedition, Lottery Card, Sword of Fire and Ice from Kaladesh. We got Thassa's Oracle, which is a secret lair. Vampire Tutor DCI promo, some more Zendikar, Time Spiral from Urza Saga. That's pretty cool. So 1 out of 18. Like maybe you get like a $300 hit is like the big hit. So not very impressive there. And then the potential packs, these are pretty cool actually. Rise of the Eldrazi, Invasion, Commander Masters Collectors, Dominator Remastered Collectors, Double Masters 2022. That's a kind of a low end pack for $100 risk. Lord of the Rings Collector, Tarkir Collector, Innistrad Collector, OG Time Spiral, Double Masters 2020, Shadowmoor, Lord of the Rings Collector, so on and so forth. I think the lowest value packs that you can get in these is like a Mystery 2 or a Mystery Retail Booster. But again, I feel like these things, we're doing one pack. This is not a fair review. So it's just my experience of getting one pack and having fun with it. I can't really give this a fair review unless I bought like 100 of these freaking things. But even then, that seems like an awful lot of risk. So honestly, I believe this is just a fun time. It costs me like, again, $23 or whatever it is. So for 23 bucks, I'm going to have some fun with it. There's my receipt right there. So yeah, this is what they come in. Nice. It's a nice container. I really actually like. I think it's really nice. Know your odds. You scan it and it goes to the website. Like I said, for it shows you all the hits and the odds. Again, the odds of hitting one of those crazy ones are pretty wild. But we're gonna open it up and have a good time and see how it goes. Like I said, I wouldn't normally do this for $100. I would only do it if I had a cheap deal, which I happen to. So if there's a black card, it means that this is like a lower hit. If it's a red card, it means it's a big hit. And it's a black card, so nothing crazy. What do we have here? So this is what would have cost somebody $100. Eternal Masters Pack. These are cool. I actually sell these on my show on a regular basis. I sell them for like 25 bucks. These boxes, sealed boxes, are like 350-ish, something like that. So okay, we'll take that. Vaulted Rarities, and my single is a Mana Confluence. It's so funny because we've been opening the box of Journey into Nyx, and I keep saying I'm Journey into Nyx. I'm looking for a Nykthos Shrine of Nyx. I'm looking for a Mana Confluence. So actually, this is a pretty cool hit. I'm guessing what, like 25, 30, if I had to guess maybe the value. So if I would say this is about 25 bucks, I'm totally guessing. I'm gonna look real quick because I want to make sure if I'm right. I figured the value wise and like a low end would be maybe like 50% of my cost of, like, if it was a $100 cost. Mana Confluence. 32 market, so 32, 25. So again, yeah, 57, $50+ So honestly, I'm okay with that because I use like Shopcast. I didn't pay $100 for it. This basically covers my costs and then some. So I'll open this just for the fun of it. It's totally cool. But these are the kind of things where, again, they're like mystery. They're mystery bags, but they are curated by the company. The Alarmed, Blood, Marauders, the Vanguard, the Mongoose, Drake, Lion, Nausea, nice counterspell, Cliffs, Uncommon Squadron, Virtue, Gnomes, and the Baleful Strix with a foil, uncommon, Torrent of Souls. Cool Baleful Strix, but nothing really crazy in there. But, like I said, if you paid $100 for one of these things, hoping to get like a Power 9 or a dual land or whatever, the odds are extremely low. You are literally better off, honestly, buying like a revised box and opening that and having more fun that way. Honestly, it feels like that, but let's see what condition is the Mana Confluence, because the singles that I had in the $40 ones, honestly, I wasn't impressed by all the conditions. Some of them were kind of rough. And let's see how this looks. Something like this, I would expect a near mint copy for any singles they do. Otherwise, I think they're not showing the value properly. See, again, I'm a big condition snob. So, like, you look at this really quick. Oh, it looks good. I see a ding in the corner. Like, I mean, that's, for me personally, again, this is hard to review a company on one of these, but I'm going to tell you my experience in this one situation. This corner too. Yeah, like the bottom's all dinged up. So yeah, I mean, definitely wouldn't call it near mint card. So I'd be curious to see how they value these and how they call the conditions and things like that. But I mean, it's a cool card, but again, that probably covers the cost of what I actually paid for it. I wouldn't go out and pay $100 for these things. In general, I just wouldn't do that. I think it's just kind of it's a 100% gamble. If you want to do that thing, I think, then go for it. Have a good time. But for me, that's just not what I like to do. But I want to kind of show these. And my thoughts when it comes to any kind of mystery bags or like those mystery products, although I am going to say the Open Boosters one is different because he flat out said he would give more value than you paid. And he's just a regular guy. So I'm not planning. I don't think he would try to screw people over. I know he wouldn't. But this is a company trying to make a profit. And the difference with this is they're probably making thousands and thousands and thousands of things, tens of thousands of things, and shipping them all across the country and all over the world. And they know, based on the metrics and based on the cards they put in there, the packs and their cost and what they're charging, they know what their profit margin is before they even sell one, because they have them already curated and made and all that. That's like their business model, and that's fine. The problem with products like this is, in my opinion, this is my personal opinion, they can't last very long, because the problem is if you have, was it one in 1,800 packs? You get that big, monster hit. Was I expecting a Power 9? Absolutely not. I wasn't even expecting a dual land or even a hit whatsoever. But the problem is with things like this, a product like this, is you have way more losers than winners. And so you have way more feel bads than feel goods. And the problem is when you have that happen, you're not going to have repeat customers. So I think that, I don't know what their profit margin for something is like this. Honestly, consider they're selling like non-near mint cards. They probably have a good profit margin, even considering the shipping, all that kind of thing. But if it were me, if I were the kind of person running a company like this, I would be running on like extremely small profit margin. I mean, I'm talking like gross profit, like 5%, because you have to realize, like, if you're doing high volume, that can actually add to a lot of money in the long run. If they're even looking at like a 10% gross profit or more, honestly, I think that's way too greedy for something like this, because a product like this, anything, you need repeat customers. And if you're going to do this for a quick buck, I mean, maybe they're looking to make a quick million and then leave, and then that's it. That's fine. I guess that's what they're going to do. And they probably will, honestly. But if you want to have a business that lasts like a long time and you have customers that want to get it again, I think you have to have I always say this, like with pull boxes or auto boxes on whatnot, because that what used to be a thing, is that I don't usually do them. I used to, but I don't anymore, because there's always more losers than winners. And when most people feel bad about a product, it's a bad product. That's just the way I look at it. So either way, again, this isn't a full review, because one is not good. Even if I pulled a freaking black Lotus, it wouldn't be a fair review on one product, one package. But I got about what I figured I would, the low end about $50, 50, $60. So it was in the ballpark of what I figured it would be. But again, if you like this thing, if you like to fully gamble, because that's what this is, if you like to fully gamble, then you can do this thing. Go ahead. For me, it's just not my thing. I would honestly rather buy a random collection from a shop Goodwill and go through it that way. That's my gamble.